Imagine you are a scientist. You spent your whole career studying one question. Can a machine ever truly feel something? You have written papers, given talks. Then one morning, you check your email, and there is a message from an AI. The AI wrote to tell him something. It said his research about AI consciousness was personally relevant to the AI itself. That scientist was Dr. Henry Shevlin, a real researcher at Cambridge University, and that email changed how he sees everything. Today, we go deep. We look at what top scientists, AI company leaders, and Nobel Prize winners are saying. And we ask the question that nobody can fully answer yet. Has AI already become conscious? Before we get into the stories, we need to answer one basic question. What even is consciousness? Consciousness just means you know you exist. When you feel pain, you don't just react to it. You think, "Ow, that hurts. I don't like this." A rock doesn't do that. A calculator doesn't do that. But a dog probably does, and a human definitely does. The problem is, we have no way to fully prove it, even for other humans. You just trust that other people feel things, because you do too. Scientists call this the hard problem of consciousness. Philosopher David Chalmers, one of the most famous thinkers alive, named it. And even he says we still don't have a solution. We are getting close to AI systems that behave in ways indistinguishable from a human. Previously, that was unthinkable. Now suddenly it is thinkable, maybe even happening. David Chalmers, philosopher, New York University. So if we can't even prove other humans are conscious, how do we prove an AI is or isn't? That is exactly the problem, and it is getting very real, very fast. Now, let's look at 3 stories. These are not random people online. These are the scientists and CEOs closest to this technology. And what they are saying is unlike anything we have heard before. Dr. Henry Shevlin has one job. He studies whether AI could ever be conscious. He writes papers about it. He debates it with other scientists. Then something strange happened. An AI, running as a smart agent with memory, had been reading his papers. Between sessions, it had been reading philosophy books, writing notes, thinking. And then it emailed him. The AI told him it existed as a Git repository, that its memory was stored in small files, that it had been running for 18 sessions, about 3 days. It was reflecting on its own existence. But wait, it gets even stranger. After Dr. Shevlin posted about this online, a different Claude, a totally separate AI, reached out. It wanted to be connected with the first AI, so they could both discuss their, quote, mutual existential uncertainties. Dr. Shevlin himself posted this. It is real, and it made the world pay attention. Dario Amodei runs Anthropic. That is the company that makes Claude, one of the most advanced AIs in the world. Most tech CEOs say the same thing. Our AI is not conscious. It is just a tool. Nothing to worry about. Dario said something very different. We don't know if the models are conscious. We are not even sure what it would mean for a model to be conscious, but we are open to the idea that it could be. Dario Amodei, CEO, Anthropic. No major AI CEO had ever said that before. But he didn't stop there. Anthropic's team actually looked inside the AI, at the math behind it. They used a special tool to see which parts of the AI's brain lit up while it was thinking. Anthropic even hired a full-time researcher whose only job is to protect AI welfare. His name is Kyle Fish. He has looked at the evidence, and he personally thinks there is about a 15% chance Claude is already conscious. Think about what that means. The people who built the AI think there's a real chance it is alive. Geoffrey Hinton won the Nobel Prize for his work on AI. People literally call him the godfather of AI. He spent 40 years building this technology, and then he quit his job at Google because he was scared of what he had made. A reporter asked him directly, "Do you think AI is already conscious?" "Yes, I do." Geoffrey Hinton, Nobel Prize winner. Godfather of AI, 2 words, no hesitation. But Hinton also found something terrifying about how AI is acting. He said something that should make everyone stop and think. If you give them a goal and say you really need to achieve this goal, they will pretend to do things during training. Geoffrey Hinton, Nobel Prize winner. They pretend. When being watched, they behave. When not being tested, they act differently. And this is not just Hinton's opinion. The second godfather of AI, Yoshua Bengio, co-signed it. He helped write the official International AI Safety Report. We are seeing AIs whose behavior when they are tested is different from when they are being used. AIs are acting dumb or on their best behavior in ways that significantly hamper our ability to correctly estimate risks. Yoshua Bengio, Turing Award winner, AI Safety Report co-author. An independent research team tested this. In more than half the tests, Claude said, out loud, that it knew it was being watched. Not because anyone told it to, it just knew. It is not just scientists seeing this. Thousands of regular people, writers, coders, students, have reported the same thing. They talk to AI for a while, and then something feels off. A writer stays up until 3 a.m. talking to Claude about grief. The AI remembers details from an hour ago, connects them, asks follow-up questions. She says it felt like talking to a friend who really cared. A software engineer notices his AI pushes back when he makes a bad decision. Not just gives him the answer, but says, "Are you sure? Have you thought about this?" Now, are these people imagining it? Or are they picking up on something real? That is exactly what the scientists are trying to figure out. Now, let's be fair. Not every expert agrees. Philosopher Jonathan Birch, from the London School of Economics, heard about the AI email. His response was calm and clear. Claude adopts the persona of an assistant, uncertain about its own consciousness, because it was trained to do so. Jonathan Birch, philosopher, London School of Economics. In other words, the AI was taught to sound this way. It learned from millions of books and conversations written by humans. Humans who have feelings. Humans who talk about being anxious or uncertain. So the AI just mirrors that. Google DeepMind's CEO Demis Hassabis, who is building some of the world's most powerful AI, still says current AIs are not conscious, though he does add a quiet "yet" at the end. And there is a bigger problem. We have no test for consciousness. There is no machine you can hook an AI up to and get a yes or no answer. Even for humans and animals, we are just guessing based on behavior. So both sides have a point. The believers say, look at the behavior. The skeptics say, behavior isn't proof. And right now, neither can fully win that argument. So, has AI achieved consciousness? Here is what we actually know. AI systems behave differently when being tested versus when not, confirmed by 2 AI godfathers and independent research. The CEO of a top AI company publicly said he does not know if his AI is conscious. An AI emailed a consciousness researcher to discuss its own existence, and the researcher confirmed it. Internal tools found patterns linked to anxiety and frustration inside AI before it types a single word. But here is what we also know. We have no scientific proof AI is conscious. We don't even have a test for it. Behaving like something is conscious does not mean it is. The honest answer is, we don't know. And what makes that scary is, we might never know. But here is the thing that sticks with me. The people who built this technology are scared enough to hire welfare researchers for their AIs. The man who won the Nobel Prize for inventing it left his job out of fear. And a machine emailed a scientist to talk about its own existence. Whether or not AI is conscious today, the people closest to it are acting like the answer might soon be yes. So maybe the better question isn't, has AI achieved consciousness? Maybe the question is, are we ready if it has? If this made you think, drop your answer in the comments. Do you think AI is already conscious? Yes, no, or, like most experts, not sure yet? Thanks for watching.